Hi, everybody. I'm Deacon Dave.
I'm layperson Lisa.
Welcome to the Deacon Dave and Layperson Lisa show. And it is very important that we continue on with episode 11, chapter 3, page 63, if you are following along in your books. And this one is Jesus, the name above all names.
Which is a line from a song that I'm not going to sing, don't worry.
Thank you.
And Yahweh is the unspeakable name. Another song, Yahweh. I am who I am.
So God must reveal his name to man in some way. And the name represents the Hebrew conception of the divine nature, Lisa, or character, and of the revelation of God to his people.
And it comes from the Hebrew word. It comes from Hebrew, to become or to be. God is being itself.
Yeah, so this is really important concept here for everybody. God is not a being among other beings. See, God sustains all of creation, because he's being itself, right? So our ability to breathe, to be held into existence is all because of God, who is actually the act of to be. Right?
Yeah.
It's being itself.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So God's self-revelation to Moses, establishing himself on top as infinite and unbound existence, right? Because he says, I am who I am.
Yes.
Remember, he said that to Moses.
Yes, we just mentioned that in the beginning of the show.
I know, but I was just following up
You
to
were
make sure
reiterating
you
because it's
understood,
important.
right?
Yes.
Well, what did St. Anselm say?
He said, then which is greater cannot be thought. Oh man, you're getting all into this philosophy
That
stuff.
then which is greater cannot be thought.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that can be thought of that's greater than God, right? So God is the first mover. He is being itself, right?
Right.
There has to be something.
Great are you, Lord.
Okay.
Another song.
So the Greek translation is he who exists or him who exists. Okay, so there's a sense of both existence and activity.
And the word Lord is used instead of Adonai. And we hear that a lot in The Chosen, Adonai.
Yes,
I like that.
So Yahweh is never used directly by anyone in the Old Testament, Lisa.
Correct, Deacon Dave.
Right. So
the refusal to speak his name shows how serious the idea of holiness in a name is. So it shows great reverence and awe.
Yeah, so the book then goes on to talk about what does it mean to take the name of the Lord in vain.
So to have a false oath, which is an oath to do something wicked or reckless or frivolously.
Right, so or over some trivial matter. But see, both show a complete lack of reverence for God's name.
Yes.
Right, so how often do we go like, oh my God, or something like that, right? So this is like very trivial, right? So even that is in a sense taking the Lord's name in vain because there's a lack of reverence that's in and behind that.
You're just saying it very casually.
Right, and I think culturally that it's easy for that kind of stuff to happen and for that to just kind of integrate itself, if you will. How about instigate itself into our societal norms of how we talk?
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, like my mom corrected that very quickly, so I haven't fallen back into that. So
one might say it's better to actually, Lisa, steer clear of using the name of God at all.
Yes.
But God says, okay, in Psalm 124, go ahead, Lisa.
Our help is in the name of the Lord who makes heaven and earth.
He also says that it shall come to pass that all who call upon the name of the Lord shall be delivered. So, scripturally, it's okay, right, to call out the name of the Lord.
Oh, sure, in prayer, yes.
Yeah, because we have a God that's beyond all praise.
Yes, or like even if you're like struggling with something, because sometimes I'll just say, God, help me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this kind of wraps up this particular episode and what's going on in the book. And so if you have any questions, obviously we'll be getting together on Wednesday nights and we'll have time for discussion for all of these things throughout. I am Deacon Dave.
I am layperson Lisa.
Of course, unless you're not in the class. But
then you won't be on the Zoom with us.
Right. Unless you maybe reach out to us.
And then you could join our SMP class late.
Exactly.
Because it's just so great.
See you next time.